Now it's time for another Board Game Brawl preview with Nick Minahan, sponsored by BoardGameBliss.com.
Hey peeps, today we're going to be taking a look at a game that is currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. That game is called Barnyard Roundup and it's from Druid City Games. If you like what you see throughout the rest of this preview video, I'm going to encourage you to go to the official Kickstarter project page by following the link in the top corner of your screen when it launches, as well as down in the description section underneath this video. Those links will take you to the page and you can find out more information than I could possibly tell you here, and hopefully you'll consider backing the project. Now, Barnyard Roundup is a competitive game, and it's a bluffing game. You are trying to fill your pen with animals, because animals are worth points, mechanically speaking, but also you're vying for these different set bonuses as well, and having the most of certain animals. But you also want to avoid crows, because crows are bad for any farm, and hopefully you can even get a scarecrow to take care of all of those. But it's not quite that simple, because you need to try to give other players sets of animals and hope that they guess incorrectly of the set that you're trying to give them, and therefore you can take them. But if they guess correctly, they might take them. Does that sound a little bit weird? Well, it's easier if I show you and explain it to you in more detail. So let me go ahead and give you a brief overview of the game with a prototype version of the game. So do bear in mind that what you see here may change in the final version, but then after that we're going to come back and we'll discuss it further.
Barnyard Roundup is a competitive game for 2 to 6 players. The goal of the game is to collect valuable animal cards by deceiving your opponents and outwitting them. There are 90 farm animal cards, 15 of each of the normal animals numbered 1 through 5, and one of them, the crow, who's at -5. There are also 10 set bonus cards, 5 animal bonus cards, and 13 action tokens. To set up the game, you lay out all of the bonus cards and set cards. Put a robber and an excuse me token for each player on the table and shuffle them up. Then give one to everyone. You'll keep it a secret. Take the scarecrow token and add it to the remaining tiles and mix it up. Shuffle the rest of the deck and deal 5 or 6 cards out to everyone, depending on the number of players. Remove 8 or more cards randomly from the deck before you start, and then choose someone to go first. During your turn, you do 3 actions. First, you may bluff a farm animal card, or more than one. Take any amount of matching farm animal cards from your hand and put them face down in front of any other player. That person must say whether they believe the giving player is telling the truth or not. If they guess correctly, they can either take those given cards or give their current crow cards to the guessing player. If they guess wrong, the giving player takes them back. After winning cards, place them face up on the table for everyone to see in an area called your pen. Regardless, you must play multiples of the same card. You can't bluff with a mixed hand. Crows, however, are different. You must pretend it is another animal when you try to pass it. The farmer takes pity if he sees someone with too many crows, and will let you draw additional action tokens for every 3 that you get stuck with. Next, you may play action tokens. Excuse me tokens are played when someone is trying to bluff another player who is not you. You can play this token to interrupt the bluff and make the person target you instead, which means you may guess and potentially take the cards. The robber token lets you steal cards from another player's hand. Choose a player and declare a type of animal you want for your pen. If that player has any of those animals, he gives you every one of them. However, if he does not, but he does have crows, the stealing player takes all the crows instead. Either way, the robbed person gets to draw back up to their hand size afterward. Finally, the scarecrow token must be played immediately when drawn. You get to chase off all of your crows, distributing them evenly into the pens of the other players. All tokens get placed back face down and then mixed. The last thing you do on your turn is draw back up to your hand limit. When the last card is drawn from the deck, the game ends. Any crows left over in anyone's hand are placed into their pen, but other animals are discarded. Lastly is scoring. See who has the most copies of any given animal, and if someone has the clear majority, they get to take the 5-point bonus card for that animal. Everyone has a shot at the set bonus cards, getting 10 points for every animal set of 5. Add up all of your general animal cards at whatever their printed cost value is, and add it to these potential bonus points. That is Barnyard Roundup.
So I have noticed that barnyard animal themes have been quite hot lately, and I think that one of the things that Barnyard Roundup in particular has going for it is that it has very attractive artwork and it's very appealing to the eye. And there's also the fact that it doesn't just appeal to children necessarily, or to even just families in general, but there is enough meat to the game here, and it is both easy to teach, and there is a lot of decision making in the game, and therefore it could be potentially enjoyed by a lot of different people of different skill levels, casual gamers, family gamers, or more hardcore gamers who are just looking for something fun to fill in the gaps between more heavier weight games. But what I find interesting and what it sets it apart, Barnyard Roundup could have easily just been very simple set collection, like, you know, some sort of really simple go fish type game, just get some animals, try to go for the points. The fact that they added in the system of bluffing adds a whole other layer to the game, because now, and how it's actually handled too, it's not just like, guess what I have, it's guess what I have, but know that by doing so, I may be giving you a bunch of crows. So it's both trying to guess correctly, but knowing that if your opponent who's giving you those cards is in a potential bad situation, they may be trying to dump a bunch of crows on you as well. And there's only so much you can do about that, but what you could do is vie for those action tokens, some of them of which are going to let you steal potential point cards, but then again, you may also get hit with crows as well. But ones that also may let you interrupt in order to mess up someone else's deal and put it back in your favor, although that is risky, of course, itself. Like, you could be interrupting a deal and someone is trying to pass crows to someone, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't have done that. But you don't know. You have to sort of take that chance. There is risk-reward here. There's also the very valuable Scarecrow token, which is going to make it so that you can get rid of all your crows and pass them out evenly to other people, which is always a great thing, because not only are you getting rid of a bunch of negative points, you're saddling other people with them. Even if it's evenly, at least that is something. So there's a lot of, despite the fact that it is a very easy game to learn, it's a very easy game to set up and to teach, there's a surprising amount of decision-making going on in the game. And again, you couple that together with a very family-friendly theme and bright, colorful artwork, very well-done artwork. And you do have a game that has potential to sort of cross the boundaries between different play levels. So, if any of that sounds appealing to you, if you think you or someone in your game group or family would enjoy something like this, you don't have to take my word for it. You can instead go to the official Kickstarter page by following the link up in the top corner of your screen or down in the description section underneath this video, because on that page you're going to find out even more information about Barnyard Roundup, and hopefully you will consider backing the project once you have all the information. That is Barnyard Roundup from Druid City Games. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting our sponsors. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And make sure to check out our sponsor, Board Game Bliss, where you can find an amazing selection of games from around the world. BoardGameBliss.com. Thanks for your support.